Less than 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. Let's start. Thank you very much for being here.
The Iranian people are in full revolt, and the regime is at the weakest it's ever been. It's on the verge of collapse. It's a matter of time before this regime goes. My point, however, is that the world needs to understand, including the U.S. administration, that whether or not the Western world intervenes, our fight will continue, and the regime will collapse anyway. The only question is, at what price do the Iranian people can regain their freedom? If they have the support, there will be less casualties and will happen quicker. But we are committed to fight this fight forever. There's too much blood between us and this regime, and there's no recourse other than to continue fighting until we finally prevail.
I just want to...
Well, obviously, millions of people came to the streets in 31 provinces, all of the provinces of Iran, all chanting in support of my name and asking for my return. This was across the country, so I would say a vast majority of the Iranian people support me and my leadership to transition from this regime to a future democracy. I basically stepped in to lead the transition, and I have a plan for it. And many Iranians are supportive of the principles that I've addressed. And among them, you will find a very diverse group of people with different political persuasions, but they all believe that we need to be united at this time for this cause of liberation. Look, every day that goes by, more Iranians are getting killed at the hand of this regime. The intervention is a way to save lives. It's a humanitarian intervention, and something that could also lead to our liberation. Many Iranians are eagerly anticipating this intervention because they know that when they are fighting a regime that doesn't hesitate to massacre them on the streets as defenseless people, the only way to equalize the playing field for them is to neutralize the element of repression that the regime has unleashed against its own population. So targeting those assets that the regime has is one way to weaken it, make it impossible for them to continue this vicious crackdown on their own citizenry, and that's what the Iranian people need in order to have a fair chance to overcome this regime. In fact, it is a plus for me, the fact that I've never been part of this revolution, nor in any form associated with this regime. And that by itself carries a huge amount of positiveness. But the fact that I was geographically separated from Iran doesn't mean that I haven't been in touch with the Iranian people. My life has been Iran for 47 years.
Do you plan on returning?
I would be ready to return.
Would you,
Absolutely.
At what
I'm
point
prepared.
would you be returning?
The sooner the better, even while the regime is still there, if possible. And we are working scenarios for that.
And